I just wanted to drop in, do a little bit of a live stream here. I've been trying to shoot a video this afternoon to go along with the wonderful announcement that is in the description there that you can be a part of. We'll get to that a little bit later, but just to kind of tell you what went on with that. Oh, I don't know. It seems like I took about 5,000 takes. Maybe it was only five. I don't know, but I, yeah, I don't know. I have a new phone. I'm trying to learn it. I am not tech savvy, and yeah, things just weren't great. And apparently when I put my headset in, nobody can hear me. So that is truly amazing. So I found out after the fact that none of my voice recordings were taken. So hence here I am. And so I just wanted to give you a couple little updates, and then we'll get into that wonderful announcement that you can be a part of. And so let's get started. So to give you an update on seed things, of course, it's the mid-season of extremely busy seed sales, as we call it here, where we make the bulk of our seed sales in approximately 5 months. So we're in the midst of that, and it's going well. In average years, we'll have a handful of varieties that, like, we'll have tons of them, and then we'll get a couple sales, and you're like, oh, that's a lot of sales on that one variety in a very short amount of time, like 5 minutes. And then within 24 hours, you've sold 4 years worth of seed to, 100 or 200 or whatever people, like, they're buying it like crazy. And when I go Google that variety or something, I find out, oh, it's been a crop failure this year. And of course, a lot of people think that when they go to Burpees or Johnny's or Baker Creek or whatever seed companies, that those seed companies have a field out back where they're growing their tomatoes and their squash and whatever they're selling. And of course, that's not the case. Everything is grown elsewhere. There are seed vendors, and if you see a celebrity hybrid tomato in a seed catalog, doesn't matter if you're looking at Jung's or Territorial or Burpees or whomever, there's one supplier of celebrity hybrid tomatoes, and that's Seminus Seeds. And they supply everybody in the country with that seed. So if they have a crop failure, everybody has a crop failure. That's kind of how it goes along. And the way you can tell if somebody doesn't have a crop failure, you know that their seed is from a previous year because nobody can get fresh new seed that year. So anyways, that's why we're different. We grow all our own seeds. Everything grows out back here at the farm. And so if we have a crop failure, it doesn't affect the industry. You just won't see it on my website that year. But so we're blessed in that way that we control our own destiny. We don't have to hope that the weather is good in Southeast Asia and China for the crops to grow and be plentiful. But anyways, that's just a very minor overview of a much deeper topic with where your seed comes from and seed vendors and where it's grown and all that. Maybe a topic for a future video. Anyway, and I apologize, you'll hear me clearing my throat here. We were sick about a month ago or so now, and it's just, I've had a lingering cough from it, and I feel fine otherwise, but just I don't sound great sometimes, so I apologize for that. Anyway, moving on. So the next little blurb I want to say about is the Norfolk purple GMO tomato, and the whole drama that went down with Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds and their Purple Galaxy tomato being found to be GMO and that kind of stuff. That kind of broke about a month ago. I've wanted to do a video on it. I've read so much online, Facebook groups and Twitter and you name it, Reddit, such. Just how much misinformation is out there, and don't want to pick on anyone that has said things. I know what these customers and gardeners are saying is well meant, but there's a lot of misinformation out there, and there's a lot of just not understanding the genetic process of how GMOs are made, and how heirloom or open pollinated varieties are propagated for future generations, things of that nature. And one of the things that I'm waiting for is that I've reached out to both companies, Baker Creek and Norfolk, and I'm just waiting back for comments. And I've given them till a specific date, and if I don't hear anything, then I will be making the video and notating as appropriately. But it's interesting, and I want people to have the accurate information. And um, obviously, there are undoubtedly those that have already made their mind up, and no matter what anyone says, their information is gonna override that. But you know, we can at least try to educate those who are willing to listen. And so, last but not least, here on this live, I'd like to talk to you about the wonderful opportunity that we'd like you to help participate in that's coming up this weekend. And so, to give you a little background story here on that, um, so we have a couple of friends, and some time ago, they had told us that they were going to be pursuing an adoption and were looking to be paired with a child. And it was some months after that um, I got the text that there was a child and they were going to get the child. And so, in the intervening months since, we're now at the stage where the child has been considered a foster child in the interim, and they're reaching the finalizing the adoption last steps kind of thing. And so that's why I'm being kind of vague here and choosing my words wisely, because I don't want to say anything that goes against the laws that Wisconsin has for child privacy rights as a foster child, or any of the legalities and finer minutia that goes along with things of that nature. So bear with me as I select my words. Um, but anyways, so they've had this child, and they knew going into the process that there would be certain aspects associated with it, and it's been challenging. They've been through a lot, and as a mother, the things that they have been through, if I were in the same position with my child, that I can't imagine. I just cannot imagine how hard that would be. And there have been so many times that God has just pulled this child through things that the odds were not in the child's favor. And and through miracles, the child has survived and is thriving under all the circumstances. And um and I'm just amazed by how strong this child is, and the testimony this child will have. And I just can't help but believe that this child this child is destined to do great things. And I don't know what that that will be. It might be small great things, it might be major great things. I don't know. But this child's going to do something amazing. And I just, I don't know where you, my viewer, is at. If you believe in God, if you don't, that doesn't matter. Just I believe, and and I'm just amazed at everything happens for a reason, I know people say, but this situation even more so, given the child and the aspects with this child and what the parents brought to the table with their faith and the particular fields that their educational background is in, and the situation in their household, and different aspects where, even though this child didn't come into the picture until, how many ever months ago, when they got the call about that, this was going to happen. But even years ago, God was setting up things in their life, different aspects that were preparing for this moment. And that's not just fate or chance. I'm sorry. It's just not. Um, that was God set that up. And so anyways, so they're going into the final stages here of the adoption process, and of course there's financial burden with that. And so we'd like to be a blessing to them. And we'd like to offer you the opportunity to be a blessing to them. And so that's why this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, March 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, we'd like to give you the opportunity to give to them. So we will be donating 100% of our sales on those 3 days to this family to go towards their expenses with the adoption. And, doesn't matter if you buy a 3 seed count package of seed or a 500 seed count package of seed or somewhere in between, if you buy 1 packet or 100 packets. Anything and everything will be so greatly appreciated, not only by me and my family here at the farm, but by them as well. And so we just want to give you that opportunity to be involved in this very special process. Um, I just can't say enough good things about these people. They are some of the best people I know. And it's just, they are a blessing to everybody that knows them, whether it be during this process or even before. It just, they were some people that came in, that they're family of a different friend who I was friends with first, and I got to know them through that. And I just, the first time I met them, I was just like, wow, these are really great people. And just, I you couldn't find better people. Um, so yeah, so that's all I have for today. Um, and please, I'll have the link to my website down below. Please go check it out. Lots of great seeds there. Over 500 varieties. There's something for everyone if you garden. And I just ask you to be generous and um, help us be a blessing to them. Have a great day. Thank you so much. Bye.